How do you keep your clients, how you get your clients keep talking to you? Hey guys, this is Melinda from Women Making Big Sales. It's another crazy day. I got interview, actually very productive. I did a couple of interviews. I think I'm going to post them as podcast and let me know. We're thinking about launching this podcast for women making big sales and interviewing women who's got success, lots of success in sales and pick their brains. Is it something that you're interested in? We're thinking about it for 2017 and trying to figure out how I and us can help you sell better, can help you start working with big clients, can start getting those five-figure contracts. So I'm starting, I've recorded a couple of interviews today. I still got another one in half an hour talking about time management, but really trying to talk to different experts of how to help you get those big sales. But today I want to talk about this. It's actually a very important topic. That means how to get your clients keep talking to you. There's a lot of literature, a lot of stuff out there talking about, prospecting, lead generation. So what are prospecting and lead generation? Prospecting and lead generations are strategies to get in front of your clients. Basically, you're trying to collect a list of leads. So it could be emails, or it could be their contact information, or meeting them in person. But once you get in front of them, how do you get them to keep talking to you? So here's usually what happens. You meet with somebody at a networking event. You seem to hit it off. The person really enjoyed talking to you. In fact, she might even say that, hey, I'm struggling with certain things that you might be able to help me. Let's talk afterwards. And you think that that's wonderful. I really could help this person. I'm excited about it. Then you send a quick email afterwards. Then you hear nothing. And then you probably try to follow up afterwards and still nothing. And you wonder what happens. Maybe the person decided that, you're not, the person that the clients could be interested in working with. So you get a bit discouraged. And this happens a lot in sales relationship. It's very completely normal. And that's why I'm surprised that there isn't a lot of literature out there or a lot of talks about how to maintain that sales momentum. How do you get the clients keep talking to you? And it's a big topic and there's lots of things we could do, but I'm just going to talk about two fundamental strategies or techniques I use with my clients. And you can think about it for your business and how does that apply to my business? Either at the beginning of your sales relationship, that means that, hey, probably when you just meet with a person, or towards the later part of the sales relationship when you're trying to close sales. When you know that the client is about to make that big sales decision, how do you keep the client hooked so that they don't get distracted or keep talking to you? So basically what you're trying to do is keep talking to the client and getting the feedback and seeing whether the client, what the clients are thinking. Maybe you could address some of the objections. So how do you get the clients keep talking to you? The one very, very important strategy that I always tell people is the notion of what you have to know, what to ask for, and what I call it, basically, you have to know what your clients want from you and you also need to know, hey, Shalonda, I think this would be very interesting for you. Actually, I was thinking about you. Let's talk about this. Okay, so let's assume Shalonda is here, so I'm going to talk about it. Let's assume that you have a great meeting with a client and you're like, hey, I'm ready to, advance to the next level. How do you stop or avoid similar situation like you send an email and then there's no reply? You don't know what happens and then nothing. So before the meeting, I would like to welcome you to write out a piece of paper and write down, first of all, what do you need from the client to advance to the next stage of the sales relationship? So what do you need? What kind of information do you need from the person to move your relationship forward? And the other column is that what the clients might want from you for them to what can you give to them for free? So let's talk about, for example, a scenario. You know that a lot of times you call a client and the client said, or when you get in front of somebody and the client said, great, just send me information and we'll talk about it. And you know that the last thing you want is send that information and never hear from this person in return. So what do you want to advance to the next stage? You want to start that conversation. So maybe write down, maybe what you want is knowing whether the person, who the decision maker is, or knowing their budget, or knowing what the most important business priorities for them. So that is the information you really want so that you can get to the next stage. And what can you give them? Obviously, this scenario, when the person said, "Just send me the information," you know that this person wants the information. And why is it so powerful? Because it becomes a give and take relationship. It's like dating. Dating, you can never give and give and give and not asking for anything in return. And that is the same thing as a sales relationship. You have to be ready to give, but at the same time, ask for something in return. And when you continue to have this give and ask for something in return, and that push and pull, that is how you keep advancing the deals. So you know that your clients will not want to give you too much information. But at the same time, you need that information to advance the deal. So you have to be prepared to know what you want to ask for, and you have to be prepared to give the information. So if the person say, "Hey, just give me that information," then you know that you can easily say, "I would love to give you the information, but I just want to make sure that I'm not wasting your time or my time, or I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right information. Can you let me know what your business priorities are? Can you let me know what's going on right now? Or I just want to make sure that I'm sending this to the right person. Are you the person I should be sending the information to?" And the same thing goes to when the person said, "Oh, send me the information, we'll talk later." A lot of clients, they want to see the price list. They want to see the final price. A lot of people, they just want to know how much does it cost. So keeping that in mind, that is information you can give at the end when you're about to talk serious about the relationship, about your sales. So always keep that in mind. But when you give out the pricing, you have to ask yourself, what do I want in return? What do I want in return so that before I give out the pricing. So when for example, if this case, you know that the person is looking for the pricing, but what do you want in return? Maybe you want to make sure you've addressed all the objections from the clients. So then in this case, you can tell the clients, "I would be very happy to give you the price," or, "I would be very happy to talk about the cost of investment for this project. But before I do that, I need to know, have I addressed all your objections?" And because of that kind of give and take, what's going on is that you're having more meaningful relationship rather than just throwing stuff or give and give and give without anything in return. And that is how you advance a sales relationship. This takes a lot of practice, but I always welcome people at every stage of your sales relationship. Write it down. What kind of information you might want from your clients to be able to advance the sales. And the other side is, what are the important things from your clients that they would really, really want out of this? And every stage is different. So also you have to keep that in mind. A lot of times people ask for sales probably a bit too early, or maybe they ask the sales too late. So understand which stage you are in terms of that sales relationship would also give you idea of what you should be asking for. So it's a very big topic. I'm about to run into another interview in 15 minutes, but I wanted to use this for your business. Think about your business and what you're about to have. What meeting are you about to have? And prevent it. A lot of times, that's why sales, everybody talks about preparation, because you're preventing a lot of things from happening. So be prepared before you go to that meeting. Instead of just thinking, "Oh, we'll see how it goes. We'll just win it." Or, "I'll see. Well, if the client says something, I'll try to figure out things to say." Be prepared, be well prepared, and feel free, be ready to say, "Hey, what the clients might want from me during this meeting, and what could I get in return?" Always be prepared for the next step. It's like playing hockey. Wayne Gretzky, for those people who know hockey, Wayne Gretzky always say he's looking at where the puck might go instead of where the puck is right now. So you have to predict what your clients, will be saying or what your clients will say in the next step. And that's why it's so important to know your clients well. And that's why it's so important to do this a lot of times. Sometimes, it gets discouraging if you feel like, hey, I'm not closing the sales, or, every time I talk to people, they don't end up working with me. That is fine, because every time you talk to people, you're getting more knowledge. So go back to the things you didn't close, the deals you did not close, and ask yourself, well, how could I have done better? And what kind of things I can put so that I can continue to maintain that sales relationship or address the objections before it happens. So that's it. That's my first tip, a big strategy for Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. Shalona, I want to see whether this works for you for your meeting, because your meetings, there could be things like that. So I would love to see how you implement this strategy for those meetings. But make sure, think about how you really advance those sales relationships. Just keep that in mind. A lot of people think, oh, why would the clients work with me because of the competition? But a lot of times, the clients, they don't work with you. It's not because of the competition. It's simply because you're not on the top of their mind. Maybe they're too busy doing other things. So maybe all you have to do is making sure that you're on top of their mind, making sure that you're giving things that creates more inspiration and reminds them how important it is to work with you, and the benefits to closing those 5-figure sales, the benefits of having, working with big companies, and remind those people those benefits. I want to do a few more topic about this. I think it's such an important topic. I think this is usually where people get stuck in their sales relationship. A lot of people get really good at getting in front of people and picking the client's interest, but they're having trouble of continuing that relationship and closing the deals. So I want to keep doing that. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if podcast works for you, if that's something I'm thinking, and hopefully that can help more people out there. Don't forget to like it. Tell more people about Women Making Big Sales. Talk to you next time.